It's Halloween and Jack Frost is in town tonight at 9. Safety tips for the trick-or-treat ahead.
The Muncie Sanitary District is planning to start work on a new building for its trash trucks. A church near the future building site is wondering why they weren't informed of the plan.
We had a messy Halloween, which will lead to some of the coldest air of the season. Find out how cold we'll get in my full forecast coming up.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
East Central Indiana seeing its first snow of the season. Students across Ball State's campus dealing with the snow as well as bitterly cold temperatures. We didn't even get out of those 40s today. Forecasters say the trend for chilly conditions will continue, making it feel less like fall and more like winter. Tonight, some people are saying they are not a fan, while others simply say they love it.
Snow starts coming. For me, it's kind of nice, but at the same time, I've got to start breaking out my cold stuff, and it's more of a battle to stay warm.
Good evening, everyone.
Thanks for being with us on this cold, snowy evening.
We're already currently under a wind advisory and definitely felt windy and cold out there today, Destiny.
Absolutely. The advisory will lift at midnight for now. Stephen, tell us about the conditions and when we will be seeing them tonight.
Good evening, Liz and Destiny. Right now, it is 34 on Ball State's campus, but places like Cocoa.
Trick-or-treaters won't be going out tonight. Following Muncie City Council's Facebook post Wednesday tonight, inclement weather has forced Muncie as well as other cities in central Indiana to move their trick-or-treat times. According to the Facebook post, the decision was made in the interest of the safety of children. And for further safety trick-or-treating, Muncie Uniform Division Commander Captain Steve Cox suggests these tricks to keep your treating safe. Make sure as children are going door to door to keep an eye out for traffic. And for older kids, make sure to go over your plan for a meeting place and time. Cox adds to slow down, take your time, and be careful.
And NewsLink Indiana has been keeping you updated on the new building that the Muncie Sanitary District is planning. Marley Thomas is live at the Muncie County Commission's office where members of the community expressed their concerns about this new building. Marley?
That's right, guys. Yeah, multiple members of Harvest Church met here tonight at the Commissioner's building to talk about their concerns for the new building the Sanitary District is planning on putting up behind the church. Now, they were a little bit disappointed and they wanted to use this meeting to explain why they're disappointed. Now, the church is disappointed because they were unaware of the new building that they are wanting to put up. They simply did not know about it. So Harvest Church asked to have a meeting with the Sanitary District about the new building project. They wanted to get the details on the building plans. Now it's decided at tonight's meeting that Harvest Church and the Sanitary District will come together and have a meeting before the board meets again on November 21st so that Harvest Church can get all the details on the new building the Sanitary District is planning to put up. Live in Muncie, Marley Thomas, NewsLink Indiana.
Thanks, Marley. We will continue to keep you updated on this developing story.
A Winchester woman is safe today after her car went into a pond last night. She was rescued by an Indiana conservation officer. The woman missed a curve in the road and lost control of her vehicle. The vehicle was partially submerged when responders arrived at the scene. An officer entered the water and was able to open the car door to rescue the driver. The woman received treatment on the scene by Delaware County EMS.
Indiana officials are suspending work requirements for residents on Medicaid during a federal lawsuit. The Indiana Family and Social Services Administration said today it won't enforce work requirements to avoid losing coverage at the start of the new year. The move comes after a lawsuit was filed in September. Federal courts have blocked the Trump administration from allowing similar work requirements for Arkansas and Kentucky. Attorneys for Medicaid recipients said that Congress intended medical care as the Medicaid program's goal. And Indiana State Police are investigating the strange case of a woman who may have been killed by her pet snake. On Wednesday night, the body of 36-year-old Laura Hurst was found with an 8-foot python wrapped around her neck. And there were more than 100 snakes in the house. The Benton County Sheriff discovered the victim and called for an ambulance. The sheriff owns the reptile home and is apparently a snake enthusiast himself. Medics arrived and attempted life-saving measures on Hurst, but were unsuccessful. The victim owned 20 of the snakes who were at the house at the facility. It is presumed that she was killed by one of her pets, an 8-foot-long python. An autopsy is scheduled for Friday to determine the official cause of death.
Now, vaping-related illnesses and deaths continue to rise in America. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has confirmed over 18,000 cases. 37 people have died due to the recent outbreak. And health officials say they still haven't been able to identify the official cause of the outbreak, but the CDC says all the lung injuries have been related to vaping. Most of the deaths have occurred among people who vape products including THC, the psychoactive compound found in marijuana.
If we don't have a system of checks and balances, we might as well all just elect a president and go home.
Today, the country just witnessed the only bipartisan vote on that floor was against.
Today was a historic day in the nation's capital. Leaders on both sides of the aisle spoke out on the day's proceedings, voting almost entirely along party lines. The House now moves on to a more public phase of the impeachment inquiry. Mary Maloney has the latest.
The resolution is adopted without objection. The motion.
Only 2 times in the country's history has a sitting president been formally impeached. The most recent was Bill Clinton in December of 1998. Performers are preparing for a Halloween night tradition. Next, we talk to the directors of tonight's Rocky Horror performance.
It'll be a beautiful day in Muncie next month. We'll tell you the special chance you'll have to meet everyone's favorite neighbor.
A live show will be performed tonight at midnight in Edmonds Auditorium.
Yes, Madison Surface is live in the newsroom with more details.
Well, Liz and Destiny, I was just with the cast at Edmonds Auditorium, and they have been working hard in preparation for tonight's Rocky Horror Picture Show. The show will be $1 to the public and free for students. Doors open at 10 p.m. with a pre-show at 11 and the actual performance at midnight. Liz, Destiny, back to you at the desk.
All right, thank you, Madison. WIPB is hosting a screening of It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood on November 17th at 2 in the afternoon. The movie features Tom Hanks as America's most beloved neighbor, Mr. Rogers, reminding many viewers of childhood memories. Viewers are encouraged to wear their favorite red cardigan as well as bring new or lightly used sweaters to donate to Mr. Rogers' Sweater Drive. Tickets for the event can be purchased at WIPB.org.
If you're looking to pick up some extra cash, UPS wants to help. The company is looking to hire 100,000 seasonal workers. Almost 200 job fairs will happen across the nation tomorrow. Many people will be offered jobs on the spot as the company hopes to hire at least 50,000 employees that day. There are both full and part-time positions available for package handlers, drivers, and driver helpers. The company says many seasonal workers will have the opportunity to stay on as permanent employees. And Ford has reached an agreement with its workers to avoid a strike. The two sides announced a deal has been made late yesterday, but no details have been made public yet. Talks began Monday and wrapped up in just 3 days. This is a stark contrast to General Motors, who lost nearly $3 billion due to worker strikes earlier this month. Meanwhile, Ford's deal needs to be approved by the United Auto Workers Union before it can go into effect.
Now, iPhone sales are in a slump, dropping 9% last quarter, but Apple's other tech products and services are keeping the company going. The iPad up 17%, sales of wearable items like AirPods and the Apple Watch jumped 54%, sales of services up 18%. Those services include Apple Music, Apple Care, and the soon-to-be-released Apple TV Plus.
And we want to go back to that impeachment proceeding to give you a more in-depth look as to what happened. Mary Maloney reports.
The resolution is adopted.
And again, only 2 times in the country's history has a sitting president been formally impeached. The most recent was Bill Clinton in December of 1998. And of course, a lot happening across the nation, but back in Muncie, pretty cold out, and I'm really hoping those conditions aren't going to stick with us, Destiny.
Yes, it's very cold out, and I'm hoping it won't stick with us as well. Let's see what Steven has for us in weather.
Well, guys, tonight's going to be a cold and blustery night. Temperatures falling to the upper 20s, some of the coldest air of the season to come. I'll have the full forecast right after the break.